Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury Bulldog Nation, I got such a long list of topics today. We got to get trucking and get rocking. It's unbelievable. I feel like Weekend Update holding my news here. All right, first off, 5,000 FBI employees were assigned to January 6th. 5,000. Is that not unfreaking believable? What we are just like what we found out in 2016 when Trump became president, what we're going to find out now in the crimes and the crookedness and the gangsterism is going to be off the chart. Bill Ackman, this is great, one of the billionaires behind Trump. You know what shorting a stock means? Shorting a stock means you're betting on it going down. Ackman said, he's the billionaire founder of Pershing Square Capital. He said, if I shorted stocks, I would short United Healthcare. The Securities Exchange Commission should do a thorough investigation of the company. I would not be surprised to find the company's profitability is massively overstated due to its denial of medically necessary procedures and patient care. Wow. Ackman has since deleted the post. United Healthcare, baby. Luigi Mangione, I wouldn't have done it. I don't condone it. But his murder of Brian Thompson has sent a shockwave through United Healthcare and the industry. All right, Musk's lieutenants are apparently sleeping at these federal agencies doing the job the Musk way. Don't you love it? Target is being sued by its shareholders for its DEI policies. Musk is apparently investigating, going on right now, the VA. Samantha Power, do you know who she is? She's one of the leaders of the swamp creatures who was the head of the USAID. It's given $126 million to terrorist organizations. It's unbelievable. Zelensky has now admitted, he doesn't say this under the Biden administration, 45,100 troops, Ukrainian troops, have been killed. Folks, that's nearing Korea and Vietnam numbers for the United States. Trump says he wants to have further aid to Ukraine tied to Ukrainians' rare earth. Do the bargain. And X values, the old former Twitter, now X, has zoomed why the banks, banks, are selling their debt that they had, and they're not having any problems doing it. Office of Personnel Management, CFO Erica Roach has been removed. Can you imagine the corruption there? Musk is also investigating Medicare, Medicaid payments. Can you imagine the corruption there? After Pamela Jo Bondi was sworn in yesterday, she immediately says any non-governmental agencies who's part of the sanctuary city game, she wants their numbers. She wants to know who they are. And Pam Bondi says anybody at the Justice Department that doesn't want to carry out Trump's policies, get the hell out. Politico. They're now saying they don't know if the USAID really paid $8 million or $9.5 million. It doesn't make any difference. The bottom line is Politico was benefiting from federal tax dollars. Nancy Pelosi has got an opponent. You know who her opponent is? AOC's former chief of staff. Trump is removing the United States from the collateral United Nations organizations. Denmark says they're okay with more troops at Greenland for the United States. Scott Turner was sworn in as the next HUD secretary. Harry's visa is under investigation, of course, and Trump's administration apparently says they do not oppose full transparency in the release of the information. And Fauci probably thought he dodged one. Well, guess what? Republican attorney generals across the country are going after him. Requested the House committee information. Donald Trump wants to build a ballroom for the White House, suitable for the White House, for $100 million. You know, it makes sense. There hasn't been any additions to the White House forever. The White House is not the biggest and baddest house in this country anymore. He wants a Mar-a-Lago type room, and he says he'll pay for it himself. Mexico says that they're not going to tolerate Americans doing anything, sending these Mexicans back. Yeah, right. Doug Collins was sworn in as the VA secretary. 60 Minutes. The FCC released a tape, and sure enough, Trump was gone bonkers on Truth Social on this. They freaking allowed Kamala Harris to fix her answers. Election interference. Impeachment. Can't make it up. A Democratic congressman says Trump, he wants to do articles of impeachment because of what Trump said about Gaza. Unbelievable. And Daniel Perry has gotten a job at a hedge fund. Pretty interesting. And a Delta plane and a Japanese airplane collided at Seattle Airport. Apparently everybody's okay. Oil and gas prices dropping. Lara Trump's going to do a Fox News weekend show. Mitch fell yesterday, not once, but twice. Apparently went out the Senate chamber in a wheelchair. And you know why he's holding on? Folks, I'm telling you, we need him to hold on. If he doesn't hold on, Andy Beshear appoints the next senator from Kentucky. That's why Mitch needs to go into geriatric home and not resign. $127 million of USAID money went to terrorist organizations. When you think about that, that is just unfreaking believable. West Point is removing all gender clubs, gender and race clubs. Department of Education apparently funneled hundreds of millions of dollars into schools for DEI. Mark Esper, former defense secretary, he has had his security clearance yanked by Trump. I can't stand that guy. He's a Bushy. And Anheuser-Busch wants to change their beers, reference their domestic beers now to American beers. Boy, are they all on board now. Musk, they tried to subpoena Musk, Democrats did it on a committee, and Comer and company shot it down. Argentina is now getting out of the World Health Organization following Trump's lead. So how's that for a bunch of news? All right, coming up next, Eric Deters Local News. All right, I'm leading the story with my friend Cassie Schabel, who's a Lakeside Park councilwoman who wants to allow Lakeside Park residents to grow chickens. Have chickens, not grow chickens, have chickens. Why? Because it costs so much to eat these days. She's already getting pushback. We'll keep you posted if you're going to be able to allow hens laying eggs in Lakeside Park. Kentucky lobbyists, you can't make this up. The 140 groups that spend at least $50,000. Here's the top ones. Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, $461,000. Kentucky Hospital Association, $298. LG&E, $235. Duke Energy, $172. Kentucky Primary Care, $166. HC Healthcare, $146. Humana, $137. Kentucky Medical, $131. Pharmaceutical, $126. LifePoint Health, $120. You get the drift? Utilities and health insurance companies buying legislators. And this is a sad story. Adeline Deal is a 12-year-old needing a heart transplant at Children's Hospital, and they're holding up her mother, Janine. Why? Because she's not vaxxed. Do you believe they're still doing that bullshit? Poor little girl. You have to get vaxxed or we're not going to give you a heart transplant. Now, I'm being honest. If I was the parents, I'd just let the kid get vaccinated. I mean, if that was the rule. But it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Andy Beshear sent out a press release. I get him. He said that he announced the opening of a second EV charging station located at Circle K in Berea. Woohoo! And Ken Blackwell has endorsed David Yost for governor, says he's his longtime friend. Mark Altier was found dead. He was being held by the Butler County Jail for child porn. He was a teacher. Oh, my goodness, he's dead. Is this an Epstein? I got sources that say it was an Epstein because he knew too much and he was going to squeal. He also might have just been too damn ashamed of himself. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if somebody gets busted for that kind of sick stuff and it's true, this is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Coming up next, Jamie Spindley in his World News.
Hello again, the latest world news. Panama refuted White House claims that it agreed to allow U.S. government ships to use the Panama Canal for free. The U.S. State Department previously stated that this deal could not save the U.S. millions annually. Australia's parliament passed tougher hate crime laws enforcing jail terms of 1 to 6 years for displaying hate symbols and committing terror-related offences. The changes rise in attacks across the country. In other news, Indian tax authorities sent South Korea carmakers Kia Motors a notice last year accusing the company of evading up to $155 million in taxes. And a powerful earthquake struck between Greece's Amaros and Santorini Islands after days of tremors. Over 11,000 people have evacuated Santorini, with 7,000 leaving by ferries and 4,000 by plane. That's all I have for today. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm feeling a little bit better, so hopefully weekend I should be 100% fit again. And just to let you know, I beat Deters at chess, even being sick. Up next, Sports Without Boundaries.
All right, Sports Without Boundaries. Trey Hendrickson's agent's going to meet with the Bengals to see if they can hire him. I just want to tell you, any Super Bowl contender, you have at least one badass on the defensive line. Our one badass has been Trey Hendrickson. The Bengals need to sign him. Jimmy Butler has been traded to Golden State for Wiggins and others. By the way, I watched the game with De'Aaron Fox last night. They won by 1 point over Atlanta. Coming up next, pop culture. All right, here we go with pop culture. The oldest woman, 122 years old. Jamie, I think I'm going to make it to at least 100. No. Maybe I'll make it. You don't think I will? Hell no. Jamie's just mad because I've been smoking him in chess day after day. I've been sick. He's been sick. Mick Fleetwood. He wants Fleetwood Mac get it back together, which means Stevie Nicks has got to make up with Lindsey Buckingham. Get with it. And Gisele Bündchen had a little baby. We don't know the boy. If it's a boy or a girl, but apparently they're healthy. Congratulations for Gisele. Thanks for ruining Tom Brady's Super Bowl weekend.